Caleb, really, congratulations, man. I watched you grow up from the 50s, actually, literally. Watched you riding around Sunday Creek Raceway there in Athens so many years ago. And to see you come full circle like this and actually come to fruition with this national championship title, I just want to say congratulations to you, man. And thanks for all the wonderful years that you put in, and thanks for this exciting championship in 2013.
Yeah, it's been great, and you know, it hasn't been without its struggles, that's for sure. You know, there we had a DNF for mid-season, and Charlie was having some good races, and you know, that's really when the pressure was on for me. I knew I needed to start winning and bridge that gap, and I was able to do so. And you know, I gave myself a shot today, and you know, that's what I did last year. Only last year I come up a little bit short, but yeah, it's a great honor to be up here and battling with some of the best guys in the world.
Amen on that, man. And then let's talk a little bit about today. I know you mentioned it just now, and it's exactly what you told me this morning. The pressure was on you whenever you were 20 points down about midway through the season. The pressure wasn't on you today. But there was, I'm sure, some nerves as we rolled into the start line down there. A 15-second penalty assessed to you because of a little issue there on the start line. Talk a little bit about that and how that affected the first lap and then the rest of the day for you.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I just made a bonehead move. I rest my thumb on my starter button, and I was practicing starts earlier this week, and I had it dialed in, a good like rhythm going. Like it's just a little. You got to know your bike and be in tune with it, and there's a couple things I could do to get it to start faster. And you know, I do that before he says 10 seconds, and I actually push on my starter button because there's a little delay in the button itself. So, and I was putting a little too much pressure on it, and it went right up. And you know, I shut my bike off, and I looked over at Barry, and I was like, said a few choice words and took off. But yeah, I got the penalty, but you'd be surprised how calm I was about it. You know, it was just one of those things. I knew it was coming. It's part of racing, you know. I made a mistake, and they penalized me for it. So
there you go, man. And you're big enough man to admit it, and that's great. But like you said, you didn't let it affect the rest of the day, man. I mean, you knew you had to suffer whatever the penalties and consequences were, but you also knew you had a long day to work things out and sort things out. And that's what happened. Talk about the rest of this race, because you and Charlie, man, I mean, it was pretty intense. It was the typical early part of the season, well, all season racing that we've seen out of you guys. You guys running 1 and 2, bouncing back a little bit every once in a while, but it wasn't until probably close to the end of the second hour we started to see you stretch your legs a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, it's just like all year long, me and Charlie are really close in speed, and you know, obviously our conditioning's really well too. So you know, I knew I probably wasn't going to be able to pull away from him on a track like this. You know, it kind of favors both of us, and we both were riding really well. And you know, I was just kind of waiting on a mistake, and when I didn't hear him back there, I was going to really lay it down and try to go for it. And you know, we got to the top of a hill, or after the top of the hill he said he made a mistake on. I took a glance back, and I noticed he wasn't there, and I just put my head down, and you know, I was able to open that gap up a little bit. And like I said, we're so close in speed, it's really hard to bridge that gap and close it back in. And if anything, when you lose touch and they pick up the pace, it's really hard to kind of find that pace on your own, especially when you're in second. It's kind of same thing that happened to me at Powerline. But yeah, it was a good race for me, and I'm really happy. And you know, me and Charlie had a great year.
Who do you want to say thanks to, buddy?
Yeah, I got to thank FMF KTM, Parts Unlimited, Thor, CD Boots, Scott Goggles, my mechanic Tanner, my wife, my mom, dad, my stepmom, all my brothers and sisters, my whole family, and Brandon Bowling for being my buddy and doing all my film work and stuff. And all the fans today were great. You know, it was crazy. They were really cheering me on out there pretty much everywhere. So you know, I got to thank everybody from the team and everybody at Racer Productions. Just all my friends and family back home too. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, Caleb, smile, man. You're national champion. Ladies and gentlemen, your national champion, Caleb Russell. I just got goosebumps.